Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 8th July 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. So here I am taking Delhi edition, and in this Delhi edition we are going to see very important topics which are in news that are relevant from our examination point of view. And I want to say one thing, guys. So don't read each and every article which is present in the newspaper. So just have a look of your syllabus and please go through your previous questions, and based on that try to select the right article from where there is a high chance of getting question. You have to expect that. Okay, that is the thing that you have to practice. Okay, so this is your front page of Delhi edition. So first article is about investment. So title says new private investment plans slumped to 20-year low in Q1. So what is the keyword here? So keyword is private investment. So what is the keyword? Keyword is private investment. So let us see the dimensions. Okay, it is talking about private investment. So where this article we can fit in our syllabus? So we have GS paper 3 and here we have economy subject. So from GS paper 3 economy, we have to refer this topic, and especially we have to focus on how investment is going to impact our economy as a total. And here you have to see what are the reasons why we are attracting very less investment now. The problem is we are not attracting the proper investment. So what is the reason? And here you have to see what is the impact. So if you are attracting more investments, so what is the use? And you have to see in how many ways we can increase this investment. And if you are getting very less investment, so how can we attract more investment? So we have to see on this also. That means here you have to focus on the measures. So these are the areas you have to focus, and this topic is important from your mains, guys. So you can't get any prelims question from here, but it is very important from your mains. So let us see the different dimensions of this article. So here in this class, we are going to discuss 7 to 8 topics which are very relevant. So if you are watching this analysis of Rathods IAS Academy, please do watch every day so that you will become habituated to your UPSC syllabus, and I will be letting you know like how questions can be appeared, and we are going to give you mind maps and as well as prelims and mains practice questions. So this is the way that you have to prepare for your UPSC examination to crack this examination. So please do follow consistently. Okay, so let us see this article first. Let us try to understand what this article says. So in this Q1, okay, in this Q1 of year, so year is having 12 months, right? So we are dividing it into 3 months each. So here first 3 months will be calling as Q1, next 2 months is Q2, and next 3 months is Q3, and next one is Q4. So here now if you see in this Q4 month, okay, in this Q4, what happened is, so there is very low investment in this private sector. So especially if you see whatever the investment that we got in this Q1, it is very low when we are comparing with the last 20 years. So you can see the situation of India. So we are not attracting good amount of private investments. So if you see the key points, and one more thing here is there is no need of reading each and every line and note down each and every word which is given in the article. So just focus on these key points. So I will be giving not more than 5 to 7 key points from every article. So focus on that and try to understand that, and you can replicate that in your answers. Okay. So if you see the first important point, it says that yes, now there is a significant drop. That means decreasing of new investments in our economy. So because of this, it will be saying one caution. It is giving a caution report that yes, in soon you are going to get economic uncertainties. So you need to get ready to face that economic uncertainties. Okay. And one more thing we can see that, so here this business people or corporate people or private people, they are not much interested in investing. That is the second point we can understand. And next one is, even in this Q1, it is also highlighting that there is slow down in private capital expenditure. Even expenditure of these private people are also especially decreasing in this asset creation. So because of this, what happened? It will be having impact on overall our economic growth. And next one here is, especially in investment plans, also we are going to have some uncertainties because of we are attracting very less investments. And especially even you can see, so there is a very decreased or less capital private expenditure in this 2023 to 2024. So it is saying that yes, now whatever the environment that we are giving for this business, or like for this doing of business, so they are not investing in this business because they are not having any uh, any any doubt, or they are not having any perfect exemption luck, they will be getting good profits. Okay, so because of economic uncertainties after this COVID-19 period, so private investment in the business had been decreased. So this is the thing which mainly said here. And if you're talking about some facts regarding what exactly is this private investment, so it is investment which is made by private individuals or any entities, for example business people or corporations or any individuals into various assets or various projects, then that is called as investment. So if you see, I also gave you one flow chart, like what are the reasons why this private investments is decreasing in India, and I gave you 5 important points along with explanation. So if you're getting a question regarding what are the reasons for the decreasing of private investments in our economy, you can write these 5 examples, and even you can write some important data that you can say yes, because of this report it is saying that yes, we can say yes, private investment is decreasing. Like that you can give some supportive data so that you can enhance your answer writing skills. Okay, so first one is there is decreasing of private consumption expenditure, especially households, they are not spending much on getting goods and services. So first important one, and especially some factors which are leading to decreasing of expenditure are they are getting very less income, for example, or else there are an economic uncertainty. So because of these reasons, what happened? There is decreasing of expenditure. And next important point here is policy uncertainty, policy uncertainties. So in this policy uncertainties, in 2017, our government at central level came up with this GST, that is goods and service tax, in 2017. So it is also an uncertainty. And even government came up with the demonetization, that is nothing but ban of a higher currency, right? So because of all these reasons, we can say that business people or some people, they don't want to invest. Okay, so that is the one thing. And because of all these things, especially because of this GST, because of this demonetization, we can understand that there is temporary slowdown, especially in this private investment in business as well. So these are the things that you have to remember. And I want to say third important thing why there is decreasing of private investment is because of banking sector. And you know that in banking sector we are facing lots and lots of problems. One major problem here is NPAs or non-performing assets. So because of this Indian banking sector which is having this NPAs, and as well as another problem which is called as bad loans, so even there is slowdown in the credit disbursement as well. So this is also one important reason that you can quote in this why there is decreasing of private investment in India. And next one is, even whatever the labor laws are there in India, they are very strict and very complex. And recently we came up with this codification of labor codes, especially into the 4 codes. So even though they got simplification of labor laws in India, but still there are some inbuilt complexities in labor laws in India. So especially why we need to focus on labor. So if you take any manufacturing unit or any industry, who will be working here? Ultimately labor will be working, right? So whenever labor are working, so if you're not taking off labor, or if you're having complex labor laws, so the people who want to invest in that industry or manufacturing sector, they will not come forward to invest in that. Okay, so that is the one important thing you have to know. And especially what is the solution here? The solution here is we can simplify whatever the legal laws which are present in our country, so that we can boost investment and we can attract more people to invest in this industrial sector, so that what happens whenever we are getting investments, we can improve technology and we can produce more, so that we can ultimately contribute to economic growth of a country. So that is the one important point. And next one is even one more important problem here is bureaucratic hurdles. Okay, problem is bureaucratic hurdles. So here we are seeing like red tapeism, nepotism, everything. And wherever you go, if you want any project proposal, if you're keeping before any officer, if you want to get license, so there is lots of hurdles are there. So there is no proper licensing process which is present in India. So because of this, what happened? Yes, private people, they don't want to invest, especially in this business sector. So that is the thing which mainly said, and these are the 5 major reasons for the decreasing of private investment in our country. So also I also gave you what is the way forward, what are the steps that can we take. So I hope you can see that. So first one is, if you want to attract more investment, so first one, we have to make business easy, right? So we can improve ease of doing business in our country. First important measure. And second measure is, we have to provide tax incentive. So if tax is high, so whether people wants to invest in that? No, right? So in that sector, we have to at least try to reduce the tax, or else we can provide some tax-based incentives to companies. And next one is, we have to focus on development of infrastructure. So if I want to construct a industry or like any factory in some area, so whatever the goods that we have produced in our industry, so we have to take them to other areas for selling purpose, right? So if there is no proper roads or if there is no proper connectivity, can I establish an industry? No, right? So for that here, if any is established, if any industry need to be established, so they will be looking after the infrastructure. So from government side, it need to take some steps to improve infrastructure. So that step can be taken. And next one is skill development and education. So proper quality of education is very important, and proper quality or proper skills can be enhanced. So if you are focusing on the skill and as well as quality of education, then automatically we can attract more private investment in our economy. And next one is, we can also promote public-private partnership as well, okay, and we can also focus on climate-based investment. So these are the steps that we can take, especially to enhance private investment in our industrial sector. So that is the thing that you have to focus. And I want to give you one mains question, prelims question. So see the prelims question here. Consider the following statements regarding private investment in India. So first statement I gave here is, private investment in India has experienced a consistent decline since 2011 to 2012. And this one is, high private investment fosters long-term economic growth. So choose the correct answer using the codes given below. So in this way, so based on that year economic survey, so they will be taking the data and they will be giving this type of first statement, like from 2020 to 2021, from 2011 to 12, from 15 to 16, like that. So you have to follow that year economic survey and you have to focus on that year data, especially to answer this type of questions in your prelims. So in prelims, you will be getting this type of questions for sure from your economic point of view. And now let us see the second question, that is, critically assess the reasons behind the recent decline in private investment in India. And here you have to examine the potential strategies and policy measures to encourage private sector investment in India. So first one is, you have to write reasons. I said about 5 important reasons, right? So you can write those 5 reasons. And this one is, you have to give the strategies. I said about 6 to 7 points in measures. So you can write those things to answer this question. So I hope it is easy now, right? So try to write an answer for this question for sure. And now let us see this image. So you can see this image, right? So what it is depicting? So what is happening here? So there is one hill or mountain and you can see some rocks and debris, they had been slide down, and someone here, they are using some machines to clear this, right? So what is this image depicting? So did Willard sir discussed about this? So what is this? Yes, very good. So this is landslide. So whenever you are getting this type of images in your Hindu newspaper, there is a high chance of getting question regarding that as well. So you have to prepare from that article point of view also. Okay, so what is the keyword here? Keyword is landslide. So where we can fit this article? Okay, we have GS paper 1, under which we have geography. So in geography, we have again Indian geography and world geography, where we can fit this in world geography. So in which topic? Yes, very good, geomorphology. In geomorphology, we can fit this topic. Under which topic exactly? Under mass movements. Okay, under mass movements, we can fit this article, and you can give this article as an example when you are writing your mains answer. So whenever you are writing mains answers, so try to give as many examples as possible, and those examples you can collect from this current affairs only. So what are the dimensions you have to focus? First you have to see what is this landslide, and you have to see what are the reasons for this landslides. So in these reasons you will be having two reasons. First one will be natural causes. Second one will be what are man-made causes. And the third important thing you can say is what are the impacts. And next you have to see what are the measures can be taken to stop this kind of incidents. And from disaster management point of view also, you can see like what are the pre-disaster steps, what are the steps taken during disaster, and next one is what are post-disaster steps. So all these things that you have to see, and whenever you are reading this disaster, you can also add one more dimension. It is about NMDA, National Disaster Management Authority, and also State Disaster Management Authority, and you have to know about international, like how other countries are handling this type of incidents. So what are the measures you are taking, and you have to see about this Sendai framework. So what Sendai framework is saying. So in this way, this article is important from your geography, disaster management and other sections point of view, and all these are the dimensions that you have to see. Okay, now let us have a detailed discussion on this topic. What is landslide? Landslide which happens because of only one reason, that is because of influence of gravity. So you should not forget this word gravity, and you have to mark about this gravity. So landslides are a geological phenomena which includes very sudden and also it is a very rapid movement of either it may be rocks or it may be soil or it may be debris. Whatever it may be, it will be coming down from the slope because of gravity. So this is the thing you have to remember. And what are the characteristics of landslide prone areas? So in which areas these landslides are commonly seen? Especially in Himalayan regions, you will be seeing this type of landslides occur here and there frequently, very frequently, right? So what are the important characteristics? So first one is they will be having a very steep. So if you are having a slope like this, it is called as gentle slope, and if you have this slope like this, it is called as steep slope. So in which conditions we can see the landslides? In the steep slopes. Okay, so first important condition you have to see is, yes, we need to have a steep, hilly or mountainous area slopes. And this one is if there are any joints, rocks of joints or any fissures, yes, that can also trigger landslides. And this one is if there is a very loosely packed or weathered material, that will comes down, right, easily. So in that areas also we can see this landslides. And next one is if any area which has been burned by wildfires, then what happened? So if there is any plant here, so it will be having roots, and these roots will be binding the soil strongly. But if what happened because of this fire, if we are removing this, means what happens? So these roots will be also becoming very loosened, and whatever the soil which is there, that will become very loose, and that will be easily coming down because of influence of gravity. So this is also one important thing that we need to focus. And even because of human activities like deforestation, like construction, mining, so they will also cause landslides. And if there are any river stream or river channel, that is also very, very important, because so water get saturated with the soil materials. So because of that, that will become slurry and that will come down easily. So these are some important characteristics of a landslide prone area. And now let us see the what are the causes. As I said, the first cause here is natural causes, and second one is man-made or anthropogenic causes. So natural cause is because of, for example, if there is any heavy rainfall or if there is any erosion. Next one is because of earthquakes and because of volcanic eruptions. Yes, what happened? That will cause landslides. It is first important natural causes. And next one is artificial or anthropogenic causes or man-made causes. So man will not sit simply and sit idle. So he will do something every day. For example, if he is doing deforestation, then that will cause landslides. And next one is encroachment in vulnerable terrains. Okay, so if there are any land prone areas, landslide prone areas are there. So in that area, if man is going and doing something, then what happened? Those areas will be very much vulnerable. And next one is uncontrolled excavation. Okay, whenever we are going for uncontrolled mining or anything exploitation, that will also causes us landslides. And next one is climate change. So because of this climate change, sometimes we can experience very heavy precipitation or rainfall. In some areas, we will be having a very less rainfall or drought. So this is also an important reason where the severity of landslides will be depend on. So I hope it is clear with this causes, right? Okay, now let us see the map. So I hope you can see the map where these landslides are very common and which are the areas which are vulnerable to these landslides. Okay, so here we have our Himalayas, right? So everyone knows here we have our Himalayas. So this region is very much prone, and here in this northeastern region also, and especially in this Western Ghats also, we will be having land prone areas or landslide prone areas, vulnerable areas. So one tip I want to give you here is whenever you are writing answer regarding landslide, try to use this map and give the title landslide vulnerable areas in India. Okay, so in this way you can enhance your preparation. Clear? Yes, now let us move on to our Hindu page. So this is the article that I shown you, right? And in the city page, there is nothing much important. You can simply leave that city page. And if you move on to states page, so there is nothing much important, and most of the articles are political articles. So my sincere request for you guys is please don't read those political articles. It will be just wasting of your time. Okay, now in this editorial page, there are many articles which are very much relevant to our examination point of view. Let us see one by one. So title says a law around low carbon climate resilient development. So what is the keyword here? It is climate resilient or low carbon climate resilient. So let us say this article. It is talking about low carbon climate resilient. So where we can connect this topic? We have environment and ecology, which comes in our GS paper 3, where we can connect this topic. And from disaster management also we can connect this topic. And from international relations, how other countries are taking steps to control this carbon emissions, or how other countries are taking some strategies to make the climate resilient technology. That is very important. And even from science and technology also, from GS paper 3, we can think about this climate resilient technologies that we are having or we can get in the future. So all these are the important dimensions that you have to see from this single article point of view. So now let us see this article in detail. So this article is saying that yes, we need a law. So this law need to guide our country towards low carbon resilient development. So why this law now it is in use? So you already know that recently Supreme Court gave a judgment. In that judgment, Supreme Court said that right against climate change is also a fundamental right? So under which article it comes? Article 21. So under Article 21, right against climate change, it is also a fundamental right now. So in this context here, now we need a law to guide how can we get this low carbon climate resilience. Okay, so if you see the key points, it says that recently Supreme Court judgment which pave a way for legal and governance challenges. Okay, so yes, here Supreme Court said that yes, it comes into fundamental right under Article 21, but where it is written, so people will be asking questions, right? So because of this, we need to come up with legal and as well as governance challenge. So it is one important thing that we have to focus. And even what are the laws or legislations regarding this climate? We are calling it as climate legislation. So they have to focus on especially how can we release less carbon or low carbon emissions, and as well as we have to focus on resilient future, and how can we focus on social justice and as well as equity in decision making. So on all these things, yes, we need a climate legislation, climate related law. And next one is we have to come up with a routine decision making, and we have to focus on how we can address this climate change risk also. That is the one point the government need to focus. And next one is how can we get this low carbon development commission, and how can we achieve this low carbon growth, and as well as resilience, we have to focus on this. And especially this article says that government needs to come up with climate cabinet and as well as coordination mechanism. As you all know that we will be having a cabinet, right? So cabinet is nothing but we are having a very less numbers in that. So only the people who are like key decision makers or like who are holding ministries, they are forming the cabinet. So in the same way, we need to form a group which need to take the decisions on climate change, etc. in our country. So that is the need of this climate cabinet now. And next one here is, if you're talking about Supreme Court judgment, Supreme Court said that right against climate change is also a fundamental right, which comes under Article 21 and as well as Article 14 of our Indian Constitution. So this is a judgment of Supreme Court. And next, if you see other constitutional provisions where we can see about our environment, climate change, or so Article 48A, which says that yes, we have to take steps to control environmental pollution. And even Article 51A, which talks about fundamental duties, also says about we have to promote wildlife conservation. So we have to focus on right to be safeguarded from climate change. And next one is we have Article 21. So Article 21, which recognizes right to life and personal liberty, and as well as Article 14 talks about especially equality before law, and as well as equal protection of laws. So these are the two important articles that you have to make a note of, Article 21 and Article 14. And if you are talking about one important famous case of Supreme Court of 2000, that is MC Mehta versus Kamalnath case. So in this MC Mehta versus Kamalnath case, Supreme Court stated that right to clean environment is extension of right to life. So even this 2000 itself, Supreme Court said that right to clean environment is a fundamental right. So on that basis, now we have the recent judgment, and you have to know that judgment for sure. And now let us see one mains question. Mains question is evaluate the effectiveness of legal frameworks and international agreements in ensuring the protection of human rights in the context of climate change. So try to write an answer for this question. I think I am fast today, right? So I have one more class and I have to record Telugu recording also. So because of that, I am little bit fast today. So please try to cope with my speed today because I have to complete this analysis as soon as possible. Okay, so let us see the next topic. It is about ANRF plan has got off on the wrong foot. So here you have to focus on what is this ANRF, that is Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Okay, it is nothing but Anusandhan National Research Foundation. So we came up with this NRF bill in 2023, and based on that we came up with this National Research Foundation. Okay, we came up with this National Research Foundation in 2023. So here you have to see what is this foundation. Take down what does this foundation is about, and you have to see what are the provisions of this foundation, and you have to see what are the advantages of this foundation and what is the need of this foundation, and even you have to see what is this act or what is this bill is talking about. So from where we can fit this article? So in our syllabus we can fit this article in GS paper 2 under polity and governance. And you can expect mains based question from this topic. So which topic here, which question? That is mains based question you can expect, but you can't expect any prelims based question here. So don't Don't think that you're going to get prelims based question here. You can't get anything, but you can get the mains based question here. And whatever the details that you are reading here, you can also use that in your essay whenever you're talking about education and as well as research. So whenever you're talking about research and development and higher education, so you can use this article as a case study. So in this way, you can use this article in a many dimensions, okay? So now let us see the topic, okay? So here this article says that whatever this ANRF plan we have, so it is lacking industrial presentation, okay, industrial presentation. Because of that, we are having some issues. So if you see exactly what this article saying is, so there is lack of industrial representation. So because of this, we are not having proper industrial partners, and there is no proper effectiveness in the external funding sources. So first of all, I want to give you a background of this article, okay? So what is this, etc. So actually, we are focusing on research and development. So if you're talking about research and development, so you have joined in so and so institute, okay? So they will be giving you the classes, and also you will be having practicals. So if you are from especially background of science, you have to focus on research and development in at least your PG or in PhD, right? So here these institutes, they need to connect with any industry, and they have to focus on this research and development. But is it going on in many colleges? No, not at all. So this is the thing which mainly said. So because these institutions, they are not having the coordination with the industries, so we are not focusing on this research and development. So because of this, we came up with this ANRF fund. And because of this, we came up with this foundation now. NRF based on this ANRF Act of 2023. Okay. So here we have to focus on what is this ANRF fund and what is this NRF, okay, foundation, and especially have to see why we need this research and development. Okay, why we need to invest in this research and development. So if you are investing in this research and development, so what are the advantages that we are going to have, and how that will be helpful for economic development of a country. So how it is helpful for economic development of a country. So all these are the dimensions that you have to see from this article point of view. And let us see what is this NRF plan from basic onwards. And after seeing the basics, I will be letting you know what this article is talking about, so that you will be well connected with the topic, and you can write a very good answer if you're getting this topic in your mains. Okay, so what is this ANRF? That is Anusandhan National Research Foundation. So it is one of the apex body, and especially it is focusing on promoting of research, innovation, development. Okay, it is focusing on research, innovation, development across universities, across colleges, and even we are having separate research institutions and as well as R&D laboratories. So in all these colleges, universities, research institutions, and R&D laboratories, we are focusing on especially research, innovation, development in these sectors, because of that we came up with this Anusandhan National Research Foundation Act of 2023. And because of this act, finally we came with this NRF, that is National Research Foundation now. Okay, so that is some basic thing that you have to know. And now this NRF, it is a body which aims to provide high level strategic direction, especially in which cases they are focusing on direction. So they are focusing on research, they are focusing on innovation, and as well as entrepreneurship. So in this area, they are especially focusing. So if you are talking about why we need this type of research foundation, so actually whatever the investment we are doing in the research from government side, it is very, very less. So because of this, now we need this type of institutions such that we can at least spend some amount in this research and development. So especially how much we are spending, there is 0.7% of GDP we are spending in this research and development. So if you are seeing the average, okay, globally, different countries, they are spending 2% of GDP on this research and development. So if you are comparing with this 2%, India is spending 0.7, it is very less. So because of this, we need the external organizations which will focus on research and development. And next one is especially we have government sector and we have private sector. So whatever this 0.7% of GDP that we are spending in this research and development, that is coming from this government sector. But from private sector, very, very less, and even we can say minimal. Okay. So if you see in US, 10% of research and development will be spent by private sector, and even in Germany 13%, in China 15%, but in India, so government is spending 52%, but in private sector it is very, very minimal. We can't even compare. So because of this, yes, we need this NRF. And next one is there are lots and lots of challenges that we are facing in this research and development capacity now in India. So to address these challenges, yes, NRF is very much required. And this one is impact of brain drain. So if you are not focusing on research and development in India, so actually students, they will be going to other foreign countries because they are not getting what they are expecting here, right? So if you are getting whatever you are expecting, like expenditure in R&D, so you'll be also working that, and you'll be also having good future. So that you will be working in India, you'll be not going out. So if you're going out, what happens? The brain drain will be happening. So most of the countries you are having highly talented persons will be Indians only there. So if government is focusing and if private people they are coming forward to invest in this research and development, so we will be not allowing our countries, especially our Indians, to go to other countries and work there, right? So in this way, we can also decrease the brain drain. So that is the one important thing that we have to focus. And what is this article saying? So article is saying that even after we came up with this ENRF with the goal of increasing of research and development, so there is no proper integration of industries, okay? So here colleges, universities, they are not having proper integration with the industries. Again, the same problem which is persisting now. And next one is there is even underfunding of research and development limits. So there is very low spending is seen in this research and development. That is second problem. And next one here is research, community, and decision making implementation is not proper thing. So these are the some challenges that we are facing in our R&D. So we have to take some steps to address this thing. And next one is we have to decrease the streamlining of the process, like we should decrease the bureaucratic hurdles, we have to make easy regarding doing of business and getting of licenses, etc., so that we can enhance research projects. So all these things are the things which are mainly said in this article. Okay, now let us move on to next topic. It is about old tradition, new ties. So already we know that in yesterday's class we discussed that yes, our prime minister is going to meet Russian counterpart, right? That is Putin sir. So here we already know that. So recently we had this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, right? So there also we said yes, whatever the meeting that we are going to have, it is entirely based on bilateral, and we are going to have our own agreements and our own memorandum of understandings, right? So actually this article is important from your international relations, which is in the part of your GS paper 2. So whenever you are talking about this India-Russia relations, which comes under which part? India bilateral relations. Okay, so here you have to see about recent SCO summit, what happened and what are the highlights and who are the members of SCO. And now this article is saying that yes, Russia-Ukraine crisis is going on. So India can take a leverage because India is all with a friend of Russia and can ask Russia to stop this war. So this is the thing which mainly said. So here this article is saying that Narendra Modi must try and convince Vladimir Putin to end Ukraine war. So here we have to see. But what happened is in turn between India and Russia relations also, not only friendship we have our own challenges. So this article is talking about no, we can't mediate with Russia regarding this Ukraine war because we are already having our own challenges and we have to focus on our own challenges first. Okay, so here you have to know what are challenges between India and Russia relations. Okay, so in this area you will get a question for sure. Okay, so if you see the key points, what are the issues between India and Russia? So now here Modi and Putin summit, that is between India and Russia summit, it is very crucial because we are going to address our issues which are bilateral relations between India and Russia, and as well as here this article says that even Ukraine conflict is there. So we can have a talk on this Ukraine conflict also. Okay, but we are not focusing on that. Just we are going to see like what are the relationship between India and Russia, which are responsible for the friendship, and what are the challenges especially we are seeing in this recent times. That is a one important thing. So already we said that in yesterday's class itself I said in 5 areas we are going to have memorandum of understandings or agreements, right? So for example, in these areas of trade, energy and defense supplies, so these are the some important topics of discussions, and we will be also focusing on payment system. So whenever I discussed about micro listing of topics, I said that so Russia had been banned from the SWIFT payment system. Do you remember, Venkat? SWIFT payment system, right? So here this system is very important for doing of payments whenever there is trade between the countries. So it is international payment system. But unfortunately, because of this Russia-Ukraine crisis, so Russia had been banned from this SWIFT payment system. So now we have to think about how the payments they are going to happen whenever there is a trade between India and as well as Russia. So this is the thing that we have to focus on. And we have to see like, so Russia which is going towards China, and you know that India and China are enemy countries. So how this relationship between Russia and China, it is going to have impact on India and Russia relations. So we have to see that, and especially we have to see that balancing engagement with Western countries and traditional ties with Russia. So actually the issue here is, yes, we are talking about India-Russia relations, and if you see India is also friend for US, and even some other European countries, they are coming towards India because India is having boundary with directly Indo-Pacific region, right? So now there is increasing of importance. There is increasing of importance for this Indo-Pacific region. So because of this, especially of these European countries, they want to have a good relationship with India. Okay. So because of this, what happened? India is also maintaining the relationship with these Western countries. But on other side here, we have Russia, and these European countries, they are not in a same line, or they are not in a favor. So they are enemy countries. So whenever India is moving towards European countries, and whenever we are having agreements with these countries, and how it is going to impact the relationship between India and Russia also, we have to think in the future. That is the thing which mainly said. And especially because of this Russia-Ukraine war, so there are lots and lots of negative impacts that we can see across the globe. So each and every country which is facing impacts because of this Russia-Ukraine war, so that can be called as global security issues. And some countries, they are entirely depend upon this food which is produced in this Russia and Ukraine, especially wheat, sunflower oil. So even India is also dependent on the sunflower oil of Ukraine. Okay, and apart from that, there are very good production of fertilizers will be happen here. So because of this Russia-Ukraine conflict, so there are some issues which are coming into picture. There is global security issues, food, fuel, and as well as fertilizers. There are some cause of concern, and we have to also take into that into picture whenever we are having the discussions with this Russia. So we have to be very, very diplomatic and very, very clear about what are our concerns and how we can resolve that. So all these things that you need to focus on. Okay, now let us see next important topic. It is about on expansion powers in parliament. So the word here you have to focus is expansion. So do you have any idea about this word expansion? So have you heard, or whenever you read Lakshmikant, have you come across this word expansion? No, right? So in Lakshmikant we didn't hear this word, and in our polity classes also we hadn't have discussions on this expansion. So you know, if you are following the Sansad TV or Rajya Sabha TV or Lok Sabha TV, or for example if you're watching any regional newspaper, sorry, not newspaper, any debates of having of sessions, so many a times MLAs or MPs, they will be talking something, and even they will be abusing words against other people, right? Yes, is it correct to use that abuse words? No, correct? It is not correct. Then what is the remedy we have? So here we have leader of house. For example, if you see Lok Sabha or if you see Rajya Sabha, who is the, for example, presiding officer, so we will be having leader. For example, ruling party leader will be there, and we have opposition party leader will be there, right? So apart from that, we will be also having presiding officer in the house. Okay, so Lok Sabha presiding officer is speaker, and Rajya Sabha we have presiding officer. Who is he? He is chairman. So whenever the people who are participating in the sessions, like member of parliament or member of Lok Sabha, legislative assembly here, then what happened? So if they are using any abusive words, so it is the power of presiding officer of that house, it may be speaker or chairman, to delete some words whenever they are live forecasting or whenever they are releasing the videos of debates into the channels, YouTube channels, so they can delete some words or they can erase some words or erase some discussions. So that is called as expansion. Actually, it is one of the important power of presiding officer. So I gave you one question regarding what are the powers of speaker and chairman, right, in our classes. So there, can you add this point? Yes or no? So speaker or chairman, they have the power of expansion. Expansion is nothing but deleting or removing some abusive words which are mainly spoken by the members in that so and so session. So it is also the discretionary power of speaker and as well as chairman. Right? Okay, so now let us see this article in detail. So expansion is nothing but deleting or erasing of remarks in parliament is a contentious issue now. So this is the power which is present with presiding officer, it may be speaker, it may be chairman, for removal of defamatory or unparliamentary language. So if you are using any unparliamentary language or any abusive language in the house, yes, those clips can be deleted or they can be erased. So that power is present with this presiding officer. It may be chairman or it may be speaker. So that's the thing which mainly said. And here you have to see where they are written. Okay. So the presiding officers who are chairing that so and so house, so they have the scope of expansion to include the words which are detrimental to national interest or any offensive word to dignitaries and to maintain the integrity of parliamentary debates. Yes, they are having this exclusive power. That is the thing which mainly said here. Okay, so now we are having some challenges because of this expansion. So first one is if there is a live telecast, so in that live telecast we can't delete that or we can't erase that. So that is the one challenge now, and especially if we are not cutting or if you're not deleting that unparliamentary languages here, so within next few minutes or few hours, so those clips will be getting viral in the social media. So it is also one important issue. So because of this, what happened now, the power is present with these presiding officers regarding the deletion or erasure, but because of the science and technology and because of this live telecast and everything, so we can't do that effectively. So that is one important problem we are having now. So this thing you can focus on. And next I want to tell you the last topic of the day. It is about red flags raised over runaway silver imports from UAE through Gift City. So you might have heard about this word Gift City, right? So actually the problem here is whenever we are doing trade, so in trade we have imports and as well as exports. Imports will be there, exports will be there. So actually this article is talking about silver imports. Okay, silver imports. So actually in India, we have a very huge demand for gold, especially if you see in the southern part. So especially women, they are very much they're very much interested about this gold and as well as wearing of silver. And especially if you're comparing with the northern part and southern part. So in the southern part here, people, they will be opting more silver and as well as gold. So because of this, especially, actually you know that in India we don't have much gold reserves. So we will be importing from other countries. So actually now what happened here is in this Maharashtra and this Gujarat city, so we had developed this gift city, and through this gift city now there is increasing of imports of silver. Okay, that is a problem. Okay, now let us see this article in detail. So actually now the silver imports from UAE, they are increasing especially through this gift city. So because of this imports that we are getting to this gift city, so there is a revenue loss for the government. Okay, so this is a one important issue. And especially we have to see about what is this gift city only. So gift city, where it is located in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar region on the banks of the Sabarmati river. So here you can get a question regarding so and so city along which banks of the river it is located. So here you can expect a prelims based question here, and especially it is envisioned as a smart city that sets international benchmarks for finance and as well as technology hubs. So actually this gift city, it is focusing on giving finances and financial services, especially some technology hub, and even it is also focusing on international benchmarks, etc. So this is about this gift city. And if you go on to our Hindu page, so most of the articles that I discussed, but there is one article you have to focus on, that is representation of women in the Lok Sabha. So recently you know that reservation for 33% of women has been approved. So from that point of view you have to see, but that reservation of 33% has been approved, but it is not implemented. So whenever we are getting the census data of 2021 that we are conducting in this 2024, so whenever once this census data is released, so we are going to implement this 33% of reservation for women. So until then we have to follow the old data only. Okay, and here I discussed about this expansion topic, and the news page I discussed about this gift city, silver imports. And other than that, yes, here you can see one important article from your art and culture. So it is lakhs of devotees through Puri to witness annual Rath Yatra. So you have to focus on this Rath Yatra. Okay, so especially this topic is important from your temple architecture. So in temple architecture, so how many types of temple architecture is there? So you have to draw this diagram. So northern part we have Nagara style of temple architecture, and in this southern state we have Dravidian type of temple architecture, and in between we have Vesara type of temple architecture. So you have to see all these three different types of temple architecture, and this Puri Jagannath will comes under this Nagara type of temple architecture because it is present in this northern part, especially in Odisha. And you have to see exactly what are the important features of that so and so temple, and especially what is this Rath Yatra, everything that you have to know. So these are the very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding. I hope you enjoyed this class, and please do like this class and do share this class in your platforms. And one more thing is, if you're watching this analysis for the first time, please do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you so much.